Okay, so this energy does not feel light. It's the way I want to start out with this. This feels like very Saturnian. It feels very, yeah, like Libran. I want to say that because I'm also seeing the Justice card up here as well. And Pluto energy all had a baby, and a heavy ass baby is the feeling about this particular reading. I feel like it's to do with karma because of the justice energy up there, or someone that you would determine as a karmic energy to you, or who's made an enemy of you. That's also what I'm hearing. Who's I'm hearing the word vilified. So yeah, it's quite intense energy. Like there's vilification in some way up here, or there's yeah, or like willful misreading of your energy, or yeah, it's very manipulative. Yeah, this person is very manipulative. I feel like this reading is almost about like tea spilling, because my kettle's just finished boiling and I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea now. But like, I'm spilling the tea on a karmic energy here, or the spirit wants you to know what is occurring in this space on a spiritual level, because maybe there's no contact with this person is also what I'm getting, because the way that I'm viewing this energy is kind of like outside looking in. I am being shown the energy is like from a removed perspective is also what I feel the need to say about this. Interesting. So what spirit is showing me here is, it's intriguing. What I'm seeing is a King of Swords. And the way that I'm seeing the King of Swords is like an effigy made of stone or something, and it's really tall. And the king is standing with his hands like this, holding the sword. And it's very like long. Everything looks very Arthurian for some reason. It's giving Arthur, it's giving Excalibur energy. And then the way that Spirit is showing me this statue, for want of a better way of putting it, is in a clearing. And then there's woodland all around the clearing, and this statue's right in the middle of the clearing. It's like super visible. It's really intriguing. I feel like your karmic, or this person who made an enemy of you, is in the woodland at this point in time. So this King of Swords is like emblematic or representative of someone maybe in their world, but it feels more like institutional. It feels like legal, or official, or it's like a position of authority that this King of Swords has, and it's like could be emblematic of authority, or higher authority, or higher authority, higher spiritual authority for sure. And the way that I'm seeing this figure now is almost like a king on a chessboard. Yeah, it's like a chessboard figure. And there's no moving this energy. This isn't even a stalemate. Like this king is like in a position of authority, and your enemy is like evading this authority, is what I'm feeling the need to say, or evading evading the consequences of their behavior. It could have been reckless. There could be some kind of reckless energy. Evading the law. Like in some cases this person is like criminally evading some kind of it's giving me like, you hear those like Hollywood stories. I was listening to this guy who's like a Hollywood fixer, which has gotta be like, can you even imagine the stories this man has? And the lengths he would go to like serve somebody like papers and stuff, and like be shitting over like hedges and fences and shit, or like jump out of a tree and like serve papers, because these like dodgy producers or whatever were like fortified in their castles with like security and gates and for the sole purpose of not being served, right? Like this, yeah, it's almost like it's giving me that. It's giving me that this person is like, is somehow evading something here. But like I said, it's not small energy. It's this quite heavy energy that's going on here. The Saturn energy is giving like strong limitations, like line in the sand is what I'm getting here. So there's been some kind of decision or decree, or there's about to be, is the feeling, or some legal something, or some kind of communication from someone in a position of authority. Could be a boss, could be, I'm hearing judge as well, because the King of Swords is like the judge, the spiritual judgment that the King of Swords makes on things is based from a space of like strong ethical ground, strong moral code. So there's something very, I'm hearing the word conscience, there's something very powerful about this position of this King of Swords energy with your evasive person at this point in time, because there's no avoiding the fact that your person is either going to have to deal with the repercussions. Yeah, that I feel that they're going to have to deal with the repercussions of this energy, and the energy is not moving. It's like holding ground or standing firm or being resolute. Yeah, they've come, it's like they've run up against a brick wall. Your person may have run up against a brick wall in the form of this kind of line in the sand, this Saturnian force. And they may not have expected this, or they may have done something reckless, or I don't feel that they were really in consideration of the consequences that might come about from this energy, because they've done something wrong. They've done something wrong. And some of them know this, but they're really avoiding this energy at the moment. They're very evasive of this energy. They're like hanging out in the forest kind of feeling at the moment. And it could be that they're like hiding out within a community or a family, or it's just like they're on the run from some kind of need to acknowledge here. There needs to be some kind of acknowledgement of or fessing up is also what I'm getting to, a fuck up. Yeah, that like there's the fuck up here, and I feel like your person knows that they've fucked up, but they've done a runner, they've pegged it in some way, shape or form. They're hiding behind the community energy. They're hiding in the trees, and trees, you know, they can represent a lot of different things, but for me that is like they're a community of very wise beings themselves, you know. So maybe they are, it's almost like this person is trying to look like they're just another member of this community, but their energy is, it's kind of spying. I wouldn't be surprised if this person is like keeping an eye out in some way on this King of Swords energy, or an eye out for this situation, but it's also like they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. They're kind of in denial, maybe some of these people. And I don't feel like they're right in the head in this. What do I mean by that? That sounds really broad. So trees, like, so what I'm seeing from the tree is like, you know, the canopy of the tree is showing itself to me as like a brain, and like the healthy setup of the brain. And that in some way your person is not connecting properly to the community around them, or yeah, they're really anxious. There's something very anxious, anxiety inducing. I just had the word spine tingling. What? And now I'm seeing like the, you know, that 1950s B horror movie font. Goopy green, spine tingling. That's what I'm seeing. Now I'm seeing a pumpkin. Okay, so maybe it's just something to do with autumn. We're in autumn now. But at the same time, I'm like, yes, it's like Scorpio season. Well, with the Justice card, and like the feeling of Pluto involved in this as well. So this is like, Libra, Scorpio type energy going on here. So maybe there's something to do with the time frame around Halloween is what I feel the need to say. Or it might be to do with the fact that like consequences are imminent, because at the moment it's the beginning of September, but like, so October, end of October, it's only like a couple of months away kind of thing. So there's some kind of consequence or deadline or impact from the behavior or whatever it is that is gonna occur imminently. They've got a window of time, is what Spirit is kind of showing me. They've got a window of time to confess, to fess up, or to come clean, or to give information that they don't necessarily want to give, or right a wrong, or to rectify something here before it's like game over. It is the feeling like before they can't ever return to this is weird, hang on. My feeling is just they can't return to anything like it was before, is what I'm getting. It's kind of it's fixed, or it's irreparable, or there's a deadline. There's some kind of window of time here. And maybe that's why your person is anxious, or because I feel like they know this. I feel like there's a limited time before it becomes, I'm hearing tick tock, before it becomes too late for anything to change, or something's going to get fixed. And so now I'm seeing that Pluto energy again, you know, the death card, the transformation. It's like life is reminding this person that they are not in control of the fates. Like there's some kind of like higher force at play here. This King of Swords energy feels very much like an ambassador for some kind of higher, justice. An ambassador for justice is what I'm getting. So that the energy of if justice and death had a baby, that's the energy of the force that this King of Swords is working for. It's very strange. How do I explain this energy? It's kind of like gates to the underworld. That's what I'm feeling the need to say. Like the bouncer on the door is the feeling. Is the feeling here. It's I feel like your person is at like a critical juncture in some kind of way, and it's about how they choose to respond or what they choose to do here. Because they may continue to evade, but there will still be consequences to their behavior, and they may be worse because of this. This is kind of spiritual justice here, I'm not gonna lie. It's like justice had an eye on your person. It feels like a feminine energy, like the way how do I describe this? So it's like the king is working for like a powerful spiritual force here. It feels very, I want to say like fairy energy or land energy or something to do with the ground. Yeah, because I'm in a very like remote location in my mind in this vision. It's something to do with like land force or Gaia energy. Something to do with earth energy going on here. And there's some kind of so this is like a physical repercussion or that comes on the back of action here, or like really or like rash decision. This is like long-term repercussion, because the King of Swords is like considered one of the elders of, if not the eldest of the royal families. Yeah, it's like an elder force that this person has pissed off, is what I feel the need to say. And it feels very much like they've disturbed the land, or maybe there's been some kind of magic or practitioner energy for some of these people. I want to say some, right? If you know that this person is into magic or ground working in some kind of way, shape or form, I feel like they've really offended, or they've really disturbed a very powerful natural force that is connected to the energy of karma. It's like you don't know who my boss is until you screw with me kind of an energy. And maybe that is something that's happening here, because this King of Swords has like significant authority. There's some kind of authority here, and it could be like a god force is also the nature of that King of Swords potentially. But the King of Swords is giving me Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and it's almost like the sword is the Ace of Swords that is wielded by the king. He's capable of wielding it because he knows how to be truthful. It's direct, it's very honest, this energy, but it's also very ethical, it's very conscience driven, and it will do what it thinks is the right thing, regardless of emotional tie or emotional, because it's a swords card. So this is like conscience over emotion. This is head over heart decision, when it benefits to do that because of the judge energy, right? There has to be an impartiality in the decision, even if it's a very difficult decision, or even, because I don't feel like there's a lack of heart or a lack of fairness. I want to say fairness when it comes to this King of Swords energy at all. It's just that this person has in some way flip their finger at fate, or in some capacity underestimated the forceful nature of the energy that they have somehow disturbed here. And this could be like a literal ground thing, so this could be a bit like a specific area or a specific living situation, or a specific piece of ground that is not playing. So it's giving spooky season. Ooh. This is like in my realm, this is like offending a yew tree. You don't do it. You know, it's tempting fate. There's some kind of like they are tempting fate right now, and fate is not impressed with your person. Fate's like, who the fuck do you think you're handling here? Like, this is the line in the sand, and I am the enacting force. So this is why I almost feel like you're outside looking in at this situation, because this is like higher forces at play in this situation, and they're serving your person. And I don't know whether this is an energetic or it's being manifested into like the physical in some way. Your person could be being sued, or there's some kind of litigation or impact that this person is preparing to deal with, is the feeling. Or they're not preparing to deal with it because they're busy kind of pretending currently that it's not there, or that it doesn't have authority, or that it's not a major issue, or that they're too busy elsewhere, or that they're too preoccupied with other things, or that they are somehow not in the right mental headspace for this. It's kind of feeling very disorientated. Your person is lost in the fucking woods. They are lost in the woods, and the woods, you don't want to be in the woods at night. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Yes. Honestly, it feels like pissed off fate energy, and you really don't want to piss off that energy, the Gaia Force energy here. And somehow Gaia Force is coming in to bat for justice herself, is the sensation that's going on here. Oh, it's very strange energy. I had to stop and make myself another cup of tea. So if this person has screwed with magic, I feel that they've called upon like a death energy, and I feel that they've asked, or they've somehow like brought about an ending. I feel like this, I'm seeing this person like kicking over towers now. They're creating their own towers. Like they build them and then kick them over is the sensation. It's like an angry kid on the beach who likes to jump up and down on sandcastles. That's what spirit is showing me. It's almost like they've created this situation. Yeah, spirit's like, this person only has themselves to blame for this situation. They have, but they don't want to acknowledge that, is the feeling, or they want to make excuses about it, or they want to get reassured, or they want to get yeah, this person is very self orientated, is the way I'm gonna politely put this. It's very what directly benefits them kind in the moment. But this person is essentially like cowardly, which is why they've done a runner here. This is not brave energy. This is not, I'm going to stand up and face the consequences and do the right thing and be in alignment with my conscience. And they don't even want to engage with that energy because they're afraid of this King of Swords. And the feeling here is one of like paranoia almost at times. There's this kind of, yeah, it's almost like they build these illusions in the mind. That's where I feel like they are kind of descending into the shadow, into that underworld space, or they're lost in the woods. And this is kind of like a shadow work space. They're expected to do the shadow work in this space here, and confront the fears and confront the monsters of the mind is what I'm also getting from this. But if this person has screwed with actual magic, they may be confronting more than the mind type energy. They may be dealing with like disturbance in the realm or in their field, or in their zone, in their living location, in an actual physical way. But there's also the psychology of this is dramatic. Again, I'm seeing the spine tingling in like goopy letters. It's like storytelling, or like it's fantasy. There's some kind of fantastical, and I was talking about Hollywood earlier. There's some kind of like projection here, because I'm seeing like cinemas and stuff now. There's some kind of projection that is occurring with this person. They may well be projecting out this energy. They cannot take the moral high ground here, and they know that. So there's a retreat, but they're really like pushing the energy. They're causing disturbance. They're causing disturbance in a space, or they have caused actual magical disturbance to a force that is not to be fucked with, is the feeling. And they could have called on justice. They could have called on the death energy in some kind of way, shape or form. And the death energy has responded. But death is a force that is higher. It's one of those higher forces. We cannot control that energy. If it takes out, it might end things that need to end. Like, this is all for the highest good of the people involved, including your karmic here. But they don't understand that it's for their highest good. It is the feeling. They don't understand that, justice is not there to punish. It's there to help you recognize consequences to actions. And we've all been there, right? Like, everybody deals with karma. Everybody's dealt with karma. Everybody has to do the shadow work. But this is somebody that has evaded that work. And so it's going to take, this forest is a bit of a nightmare scenario for this person, especially if they've done dark magic in some way, shape or form. And even if this person isn't a magical practitioner, there's this kind of vitriolic darkness attached to them and to that energy here. And I'm hearing the word hypocrite as well here. It's like they don't see the irony here in... Yeah, or maybe they do. I mean, some of these people do know, are aware that they have fucked up. I think, you know, some are trying very hard to not see it in that way. But yeah, this is, it could be something that bothers their conscience forever kind of situation, or that is... there's no turning back around from, or that there is like potentially incarceration issues here, or bankruptcy, or any of the like big repercussions of reckless behavior, or again some kind of criminal activity. It's giving like hit and run kind of feeling. I know it sounds a bit out there, but it's just allegorical that, you know, there are the consequences and I've run away from the scene. It's that kind of feeling that is going on here. This person is going to be asked to do the right thing here, like according to their morals, according to their conscience, Spirit is asking this person, who are you? That's what they're doing. Who are you is how you choose to behave in the world. Who are you is the actions that you're willing to take. Who are you is, you know, the stuff that you have to own and acknowledge within yourself, no matter if it's hard, no matter if it, you know, have to look into the obsidian mirror. That's what I'm getting with this. So a Spirit is like either beginning to enact, or there has already been a decision, or they're just about to, maybe there's been a decision and then there's repercussions later. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. Somebody's made a decision here. This King of Swords energy has made a decision. It's enacted, and they've been out strategized in a sense, because the King of Swords, you can't strategize with the King of Swords. They've seen it all before. They're the mastermind of strategic thinking, right? But not in a need to manipulate, because they own truth. So you know, just getting out and articulating the truth here, or identifying, or you know, asking somebody to deal in a way that they cannot evade, and they cannot evade the repercussions. Yeah, they can't evade it, and it could be like pretty devastating. Is the energy that is here. It's pretty devastating. It's almost like this person has like hexed themselves. I don't really know why anyone would do that, but it's almost like they've unwittingly hexed themselves, or their mental state is one of like disrepair, or fostering of negative energy, or vitriolic thinking, or yeah, or like enacting things and then not being able to deal with the consequences, or it's some kind of risk has been taken, or some kind of decision that has been reckless, or behavior that has been reckless here. And it feels like a momentary thing, or like a quick energy that has come into this space. It's like, who do you want to be? Do you want to stand in the clearing, and do you want to be, do you want to own your truth, or do you want to own the truth? Do you want to deal with it? Do you want to face up to it? Or are you going to hide out in the terrifying forest of the mind? Yeah, like this terrifying need to escape here, but there is no escaping. Like, there is no escaping the karmic repercussion. The line is in the sand. Whew. Is that it, Spirit? Is there anything else that I need to say? I'm being drawn again to the kind of Arthurian energy. Okay, so I feel like maybe if the King of Swords represents like a person or an organization or something, I feel like your person is blackballed in some kind of way, or banned from either an organization or a community, or there's some kind of like barrier or boundary that this king holds, where literally like they can't come out into the open without like having to be extremely humbled, or like, yeah, because they're facing, because this force is like bigger, it demands respect. This king, it's like you're not allowed, you're not invited to the round table. Like that's, maybe there's some kind of round table, or this could be a work thing, right? This could be a careers thing for your person, that they're being excluded, or they're kicked out or booted out of something. I'm not sure. It's like a private club. I don't know. Or like the mafia. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know, but there's some kind of like, sorry, but you're no longer allowed to access this space. This is for people who have to take their shoes off at the temple. And just seeing as you like ran through the temple with welly boots on, like screaming the last time you were here, you are no longer allowed. Is the feeling coming through? Yeah. So your person has like, maybe they've desecrated like a community, or they've done something. Maybe it could be religious, or it could be like political, or I don't fucking know. It's like they haven't held to it. They, in some way, they're being perceived as like weak or hypocritical, or evasive, or maneuvering, or there's lots of different ways in which this King of Swords energy could view your person here. It's very clear to this King of Swords that they are very unhappy. There's somebody in authority that's really unhappy with your person, and they have the edge here, or they're the boss, or it's something like that. And they're not even the boss, they work for the boss. They're the bodyguard of the boss. It's something like that. Here it's like a scout kind of an energy, or somebody, it could even be an investigation. I'm not even sure what is going on in this situation, but it's heavy for this person. It's really heavy for them, and they need to kind of find themselves in the shadow space, and start owning the shadow energy, and start working through that shadow energy, and start sort of recognizing that they are fallible, or recognizing that because this could have been very sort of arrogant energy is the sensation, or very kind of judgmental, or like superior in some regard. But you don't set yourself against the King of Swords without really fucking owning your king energy or queen energy, or being an emperor or an empress, and this person is not. They are not. They're cowardly custard. Is what Spirit is saying. This person is about to have repercussions, or they are beginning to see the beginning of a cataclysmic, a series of unfortunate events. That's what I'm hearing. A series of unfortunate events. And that's an interesting, I don't know if you've seen that program or read the books, but it revolves around a group of kids who stay perpetually like positive, and all these terrible things happen, and they are still so like loving and wonderful and measured all the way through, that they counterbalance the negativity of what is occurring in the background of the story with how beautifully they deal with the situation. So it's kind of like, how do you deal? Who do you become in those pressure points of stress? Because this person is stressed. They are worried. They are really, they're worried. They don't want to think about this. They could be feeling injured or annoyed, or ultimately, yeah, they could be very changeable emotionally right now, is also the sensation. Because this person is feeling kind of vulnerable, and it's earth energy, so it makes me feel like it's going to hit on in an earthly way, in a kind of practical, fiscal, security, home, that kind of energy is coming through. This person needs to make it like damn right with the higher forces and look like they fucking mean it. Is the feeling, or yeah, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to be in this person's shoes. Put it that way. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for you. Really hope it resonated. If it did, do let me know in the comments below how this reading relates to you. It's an interesting one. And I'll read for you again soon, my lovelies. Thanks so much. Bye.